Welcome to Music Matters on KMKR, LP 99.9 FM, where music brings community together. And now your host, Tyler Woods.
Hi, this is Tyler Woods, and you're listening to KMKR LP 99.9 FM, Tucson, Arizona. And today in the studio we have Syndenn Sweet, and believe me, she's very sweet, and she's from ESP and a lot of solo stuff.
I do some solo stuff. I do a lot of community projects. I'm in a lot of different bands, but ESP is my major project. I also play with Mr. Nature's Music Garden, who's a children's musician here in town. Oh, cool. But ESP is the main project, and it is a delight playing with ESP. It's wonderful.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I think I've seen you, and actually we have played with you on the Sunday brunch at Monterey Court. And you guys do that the first Sunday of the month?
We do that the first Sunday of each month, typically from 10 to 1 in the middle of the day, and we feature different guests, and we were so lucky to have Wired be a part of our Sunday brunch.
Oh, we had a
this
blast.
Last July.
We had a blast.
It was wonderful. It was such an honor to have you and
well, and an honor to play with you guys. So
thank you.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool that you guys get to host. Obviously, you guys know Nancy Elliott.
Yes.
She is the originator of that, and
yes.
And I think with you guys, between you guys and Don Armstrong, she left it in great hands. So
thank you. I was so fortunate to have Nancy pass that along to me. She featured me on her latest album, Tall Tree, and she had asked me to do some harmony vocals for that CD. So it was wonderful to be a part of that project and be included in this wonderful community.
Awesome, yes, and I'm going to take a trip down to Casa Grande and try to do an interview with her. She's absolutely fabulous.
That's wonderful.
So I hear you're in the studio maybe, huh?
I am. I've been in the studio lately. I'm trying to create my own album as well as ESP. We are slowly recording and getting material out there and getting our name out there so we can have more fun and get everybody involved and play music for people.
Awesome. Well, you guys, you are just filled. You play everything. I see you running around a lot with your upright bass.
I do.
As well as, your ukulele and your guitar. And you play piano, and so you're just all over the place.
Well, thank you. I'm definitely a multi-instrumentalist. My father was a musician, and so I've always had the opportunity to have music in my life and have musical instruments at a very accessible point. And yeah, it's been very good.
Great. So yeah, you're going to be in the studio. You're playing quite a bit. It seems like you were just at the Mint last weekend. My band was in town from Phoenix. We didn't get a chance to get down there because we were in rehearsals, but we were so tempted, and we kept an eye on anybody who recorded it. We were just
That's wonderful.
Hoping, it's like, you guys got to hear this band. They're great.
Thank you.
So,
thank you.
So when you came in today to the studio, you were saying you just came in from Reed Park.
I did. So I work part-time for the Reed Park Zoo, and I also work part-time for Bookman's as an apprentice luthier. So I've,
A luthier, huh?
Yeah,
wow.
An apprentice luthier. I'm not quite
Still.
there yet, but it's been a wonderful opportunity. My father was is a musician, and I've always been around music and creating instruments, building instruments, and
that's great.
Always trying to do something cool and creative.
Yeah, kidding. That's great. And then you said, well, I used to work full-time, but I had to quit because...
So I worked full-time, but I did step down, and I'm still working for the zoo, but I stepped down because I realized that I really wanted to have more of a voice in the music community, and I wanted to truly create art and create music, and I had fallen into a group of friends that really provided me with the opportunity to just be myself and just be
Nice.
creative.
Nice.
And it provided me the opportunity to spend more time with my son and to be there for those life events that matter the most.
How old is your son?
He's 9.
9.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good time to be around. It's what is he? 3rd grade now?
Fourth
grade.
grader.
Oh my
Fourth
God.
grade. Yeah, you're telling me.
Holy
Fourth,
schmoly.
yeah, 4th grade, and he's doing really well. And the change from working full time to doing a part-time job and having these smaller part-time experiences has afforded me to be a more present parent.
Well, present parent, let's talk music.
Sure.
Let's let them know what you do. Tell me the next or the first song that you're going to do is.
So I play piano, and it's something I've always dabbled in. I've always had a piano in my house. I currently have 3 pianos in my house.
Wow.
And I love playing piano. But this first piece is kind of just, the title of it is called I'm Sorry. And it made me just kind of think of all the times that I felt sorry for something that I really didn't need to be sorry for. And so it's kind of, even though it's titled I'm Sorry, it was kind of the reverse of that. So it's more of an I'm not sorry.
Good for you. You know, I'm a therapist. I'm saying right on, sister. Okay. This is Syndenn Sweet doing on piano an original composition called I'm Sorry. Beautiful. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are you a self-taught piano player?
So I did the prerequisited lessons that your mom makes you take as a kid. I did, the beginning piano lessons as a, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old. I remembered hating it and going when I was going. And, as an adult now, I do regret not sticking with that. But having that drive and wanting to get back into it did force me to kind of be self-taught. So it clicked. I was playing a Willie Nelson, Mama Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys, and it dawned on me, playing just the chords of that song, how easy it was to pick back up playing piano. And I was able to those connections happened in my brain, and it's progressed more and more and more, and now I'm able to sight read music and do.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
It's become easier.
I had just bought a piano on Labor Day.
Congratulations.
Well, no, I've got like 4 or 5.
Congratulations.
But this was a really nice one, and it's everything and kind of less complicated. And I don't play. I'm a 2-finger player.
That's okay. That's wonderful.
But it's kind of fun, and it's soothing, and But that was a great job, and
Thank you.
You know, I love talking to musicians. One of the advantage of being with KMKR is, and doing a local show like that is, I'm meeting so many musicians that are multi-talented, not just one instrument, but being skillful enough to learn such a variety of instruments.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Thank you. We're out there for sure.
There's a lot of us.
Yeah.
But I want you to tell me, you know, one of the things I talk about on the show a lot is music and the pros and the cons, the ups and the downs. Are you from Tucson?
I am born
So
and
you were
raised.
born and raised.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hello. What year?
1987.
You're just a baby. I was 1958, so
Whatever, you're just
I
a baby.
graduated before you even thought about it.
Oh, no.
I graduated in 76. Oh my God. But okay, so do you have anything to compare with the local music scene?
Well, like I was saying, I was working and doing things full time, and I decided that I needed to have a positive change in my life. And I realized that positive change was not only being a better mother or being a more present parent, but it was music, and providing music not just for my son or for myself, but for the community. And like I was saying, I kind of fell into the right group of friends who encouraged me to sing. I had never really started to sing before. About 2 years ago is when I really started started to sing and have that encouragement. But the community here, having music in this community and being a participant in this specific niche and community has been so healthy for me mentally. It's really a positive thing.
Awesome. So tell me, what do you think about the Tucson music scene?
Well, in this specific scene that I happen to fall into, which is more of the folk community here, I have really only experienced positive instances. I think being able to facilitate a new generation or a younger generation of musicians that will carry on this legacy that there have been, all of these wonderful musicians that have kind of paved the way in Tucson anyways. But being able to be the next generation of that and providing that legacy is such a wonderful
Well, yeah,
thing.
and I love the newer generation coming in. How old are you?
I'm 31.
31. And then and I think with music, it comes in decades.
Right.
So we have the 20 to 30, the 30 to 40, 40 to 50,
Right.
50 to 60, and anything past 60, I'm just going to say whatever. We're the leaders of the pack.
Yeah.
Because, but I love the fact that musicians are, I played in a band with a young man that started off, I met him when he was 20, and he's 21 now.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a whole different genre of music and a different understanding through the eyes of a younger generation in
Yes.
music.
Yes.
And I too feel like the music scene in Tucson is incredible.
Yeah.
I say this every single show that we are number 7 in the nation
Awesome.
for being the best providers of local music.
Wonderful.
And I think I'm so proud of Tucson for having that status.
That's
and
wonderful.
I think a lot of it is, I think a lot of the musicians here, and I'm hoping that people like you and I and some of the club owners can be like music ambassadors.
Yeah.
And bridging that gap
Yeah.
between age, between personal music, nightclubbing, whether we get paid, whether we don't get paid, what's
Right.
going on, and just totally bridging that gap and being, like I said, ambassadors to create a very safe and happy and functional local music scene here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm so proud of Tucson at this point that I can't stand it most of the time. What's some of the problems you see with local musicians?
Some of the problems that I have seen are some of the venues utilizing the same guests and maybe not using a variety of individuals in town. I feel like I don't see that too much, but that out of the things that I think that come to my mind is maybe just not having the diversity. But I feel like that's getting better. All
It's
the
getting
time.
better. This is what we would call cliquey.
Right.
That the music scene in Tucson can be cliquey.
Right.
And I think the music scene in any town can be cliquey.
Right, right.
And I certainly should do a show one time on clicks, because it's nothing to be offended about.
Right.
A person, a healer of mine once said, "You know, Tyler, it's okay to avoid the clicks, because when there's a click, all all you're looking at is their backside."
Right.
And
Right.
as a musician, man, I want to look at all of you, and I want to look at all sides.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah, there's no room for favoritism.
Right, and that's,
in
you know,
this-
yeah,
in
I
this
agree.
town.
I agree, and I think that's something that is improving. And like I said, I'm newish to the scene. I've only been doing this, playing music professionally for about 2.5 years now, and I would say within that specific short time frame, I have seen more variety in these different venues, and giving the opportunity for newer artists to come in and really make a mark and really establish themselves, so they can get their music out there, and hopefully that they can influence more people to play music, and carry on this legacy of
Well, yeah, and
musicians.
that brings up my next point, and that is getting musicians out there and heard. So things like what you're doing at Monterey Court, and things like what we're doing at the Mint and at the House of Bards, is showcases and getting people in. Like, the Mint has got the patio sets on Sundays, but twice a month now we're doing Saturday Night Live.
Wonderful.
And where we have music, 2 bands, not solos, but 2 bands,
Yeah.
and on a Saturday night. And my goal with that is to get more people who aren't heard of that much in.
Right.
Because, we need, you're right. And a topic I talked about a while back ago was music etiquette. And what we were focusing on that show was don't be repetitive.
Right.
Because I've seen some great bands. I saw a band recently. They were awesome. Harmonies were spot on. Their musicianship was spot on. And at the same time, every song sounded alike.
Right.
And so people started walking out, and me,
Right. If you're not a cat, right? Yeah.
I'm out there going, "Hey, dude, why are you leaving?" And he goes, "It all sounds alike."
the same.
And then I noticed some other people leaving, and some other people leaving, and I
Right.
was like, "Okay, so that's good. We want to inject some diversity in our
Right.
music,
Right.
And I think that's important too."
Yeah, absolutely.
And
that's something
you are
that
extremely man. Your head will spin when you hear this chick. She is just like,
Well,
yeah.
Thank
Hey,
you,
speaking
thank you.
of, let's do another song. What song is this
Sure.
going to be?
So this song is a song that my friend Michelle Constanza is another young artist here in town. She's an amazing singer. She's a wonderful flautist, which is rare to come by, somebody who can just jam on a flute
Yeah.
like it's
We've
nobody's.
actually got a DJ that just killer
Oh, wonderful.
at KMKR.
Wonderful.
Venus Fox, have you heard of her?
Yes, I have.
Oh my God, she's just like
Wonderful. Well, Michelle's up there. She's a fantastic flute player, flautist. And so this is a song that her and I have covered, and it's called Volver, Volver. And she is singing and playing guitar, and I'm actually harmonizing with her on the chorus. But what is wonderful about it is we sang the chorus halfway through, and we said, we got to record this. This is fantastic.
All right.
So this is Volver, Volver.
So yet another dimension of you. Let's give it a listen to, and we'll be right back. So is that Spanish or?
Yes, it's
Okay.
all in Spanish.
Okay.
Michelle is fantastic. I mean, when I first heard her sing in Spanish, I was so blown away. I heard her belt out a couple things in English, and when she, had kind of come to me and said, "I want to do this song," I was like, "Yes, let's do it." And then I heard her start to sing, and I mean, it invokes emotion. Absolutely. And
definitely.
I mean, and having somebody, another female that I can sing with, that it's such a married voice. It's so
Yeah, definitely.
delightful.
And you harmonize well together.
It's
and
tasty. Like everything about it is just, I'm so delighted that
Yeah.
she would want to play with me.
and this is, oh, honey, you're so talented. And this is, again, a different, you're so eclectic with your music.
Thank you.
I mean, it's good enough that you play so many instruments, but to be able to be so diverse with that. I play in 4 bands, and I play in 4 bands because I want the diversity. I may have to do the 5th band because there's something else I want to do, but one's like, classic rock, one's like kind of newgrass kind of stuff, wired, and one is kind of like the Great Dames, which is brand new.
Right.
Is kind of like a little bit of country, a little bit of rock, a little bit of soul, a little bit of, and then Good Times, which is infusing folk music with rap music.
Very cool.
So, and then I get to play bass on that. So
Awesome.
I love the fact that as musicians, we can pick and choose such an eclectic variety
It's
of
wonderful.
musicians to play with, because if I had to play with the same people for 20 years, well, I've played with the Holy Hoo-Hoos for like 40 years.
Right.
But not just that, I
Right.
I like to. So yeah, I think it's a good topic that we should talk about. Is when I was growing up, in my 20s and 30s, when you played in a band, that was it. It was
Right.
concrete.
Right.
You did not betray your band and play with anybody else.
I think right now I'm in 8 musical projects.
Yeah, see,
ESP
I love that.
being one of them. I play with Mr. Nature's Music Garden, and that's another thing tying into leaving a legacy and being able to pay that music forward. And these kids that are coming to the shows are coming up and touching our instruments and playing with us, and where these kids are having the opportunity to hold an upright bass.
I hear you're playing a little bit with my boys.
Which boys?
I can't pronounce their name. Guitar player, upright bass player. I just had him at the House of Bards.
Adrian.
And yes.
Yes, so I've played with Adrian. We played with Mr. Nature.
Yes, he's
and
very
he's a
good.
fantastic bass player,
He is,
guitar
he
player.
is.
He sang Johnny B. Good.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
we were like, yeah.
Yeah, he did that at the club. We had him, and somebody said, well, I got these 2 13, 14-year-olds that want to play your showcase. And I was like, yeah, I don't think we're going to do kids. This is House of Bards. This is like big people,
Yeah, well, that
And
guy.
my God.
Yes,
I was
it's
blown away.
it's
I got to
amazing.
get them in here.
Absolutely. You
I
should
gotta
absolutely.
get them in here, 'cause
Well,
they
he
are
was
just
a little
incredible.
leaf, so all of the children that come to the Mr. Nature show, we call the children the little leafs. And so Adrian was a little leaf. And now he's doing some music with Anthony, Mr. Nature, and providing another layer of musicianship. So these kids are seeing another kid playing music, and it's just fantastic.
And the cool thing is, remember I said 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 50 to 60, and then that goes on. But now we're getting like 13 and 14-year-olds out there
So cool.
that are kicking it.
So cool.
I am just so blown
Absolutely.
away.
And not
So-
just him, there's other, kids, teenagers in town that are playing, and it's amazing the capacity and the drive that these kids have, because they'll grow up and they'll want to provide and teach music for other kids and provide those different types of enrichment for them. It's really a wonderful.
And then, to top it off, I hear you're a ukulele player.
I do.
Yeah. And, everybody who knows me absolutely knows that I run the Ukumetics, and which is where we teach people how to play, and then we make them play it forward. And if you hear anything, she's got a ukulele in hand. Would you bless us with a few minutes of a song? I love ukulele. We're switching now, and we see what I got.
That's
here.
wonderful.
I love this one. Believe me, I can play ukulele
Wonderful.
for hours.
That's a great little ukulele you got there.
Yeah, that's probably I have a resonator, but that little guy, I call it my nugget. I name my instruments like Nugget and Crouton. And,
that's cool.
And I got one called Jelly Belly, one called Sassafras.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm really skinny here, but
that's wonderful. I usually name things like human names. My upright bass is named Ophelia.
Yeah, I name them after food for my Crouton, my Nugget, my.
That's fantastic.
What is it? Sugar Daddy. I got one called
nice.
Sugar Baby.
Sugar Baby.
And Milk Dud.
That's wonderful.
My bass is called Milk Dud because it looks like a milk dud.
That's wonderful.
So it's like the things we do. Well, listen, you probably I have to realize the age difference here. I'm old enough. I got a son that would have been 42. So the age difference here is a bit. But I was wondering. Do you remember music without technology?
I remember being little, so late 80s, early 90s. But I remember, listening to vinyl, my father having vinyl, and, we had an old Vitrola vinyl thing, and it would also play the radio. So, I have memories of doing vinyl, and I now collect vinyl, and so it's a lovely nostalgic thing for me. But, I remember a time before cell phones, and I remember a time before iPods and MP3 players and having this readily available technology to listen to music. And I think it's amazing that we can just be like, oh my gosh, I love this song. Pull up YouTube.
Boom! That's what. And so I'll tell you, Syndenn, I am all about technology.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that as a 11, 12-year-old, I would do things like connect a cassette player with an 8-track player, with a reel-to-reel player, and do multi-tracking.
That's wonderful.
None of the tape speed would be the same. So
right.
But it'd be like, well, I'll do the 8-track for singing, and then I'll do the reel-to-reel for a lead, and then I'll do, and I was creating it, and
that's
I'd
so
play
cool.
them all at once and take another recorder to play it.
And here you are now being a DJ,
it's like
foretelling the future of what is going on. I remember being in the mid '90s. My parents didn't allow me to listen to anything explicit or anything rap.
Yeah, same here.
Or stuff anything
Same
that
here.
had that type of connotation. But I loved it anyways. So I'd stay up late and listen to the edited version of those things on the radio, and I'd make myself secret cassette tapes and listen to rap and listen to R&B and all these things that my parents were just thinking they were protecting me from something I wasn't ready for, but in reality it drove me to want to listen to different types of music and things that I wasn't aware of because I was so sheltered for so long.
Yeah, same here. I was raised in a very oddly religious family, and my parents banned us from listening to Simon and Garfunkel's Cecilia.
Wow.
Making love with Cecilia.
That was
That
taboo.
was it. Hallelujah.
Right.
Where she's, naked on the kitchen floor.
Yeah.
That was totally
super taboo.
A forbidden song,
Right.
and to this day, still forbidden. And my mom's like, I can't believe you like that song. It's nasty. And it's like,
right.
It's a masterpiece.
Right, yeah. No,
it's
absolutely.
a masterpiece. So, yeah, it's funny how people look at some of the music and then they just freak out when we were growing up.
Yeah.
But my mom listened to Elvis Presley, and
that
in
was
his
risky,
day,
right?
That was really risky in
right.
the day. So, and to this day, my mom is still alive, and she still listens to Elvis. And so, I always get her every year an Elvis T-shirt for the holiday, because it's like she can never have enough. So, yeah, it's really interesting. And she's 84 or 85. And she will get down and still dance to Elvis with her cane.
Oh,
so
that's
it's
awesome.
like, and she's been coming to our shows lately.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I think she's got a crush on our guitar player, Greg Javier, because he threw his shirt off on stage once, and she caught it, and she wears
Greg.
it now. And
she's a fan,
she's
a number one
big
fan.
Yeah,
That's
she's
too
great.
funny.
But it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Your parents alive and well?
My parents are alive. My father lives in New York currently, and my mother's here in town. She's a local artist and poet. And yeah, the apple did not fall far from the tree. My father's a musician, and my mother's an artist, and I do all those things. I'm a poet. I'm an author.
Oh, yeah. No, my parents, the apple fell like one here and one in New Zealand. You know?
No.
I mean, which I'm very grateful for. I'm the only musician in the family.
Wow.
On both sides.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
And the only one that went to get a degree. So I think family, I think family and music, the tie, because I certainly write a lot of songs about family.
Right.
And I think family fuels great songs.
Yeah.
Whether it's about I can't stand you, or I love you, or thanks for teaching me.
Well, it's that emotional connection
It is
that
a
you can.
total
It's easy
emotional
to
connection.
pour that out for
I
sure.
love that. So, any advice you give to the young people today about music, from your perspective as being quite young? Is there anything you tell young people, since you work with young people?
Well, you know, the one thing that I think I try to stress the most is always be yourself.
Absolutely.
You know, it's okay to pull inspiration from other artists, and it's okay to emulate, but I think finding your own voice and just rocking it as who you are is what will make you unique.
Absolutely.
And what will make you thrive. Because,
Yes.
I mean, for almost 28, 29 years, I was told I shouldn't sing and I didn't have a good voice, and I knew that was because it was for selfish reasons. The people I was with didn't want me to go out and play music.
Yeah.
And then I met a very good friend of mine. My friend Eli was like, "Sing it, girl."
That guy is so. This guy, he is like, if you haven't seen ESP, you got to go and watch Eli, because he is like an 8-year-old that forgot to take his Ritalin.
Oh, no.
This guy bops all over the place, and he's got the moves and the grooves that is
It's a wonderful
just
thing.
incredible.
I mean, he does have phenomenal energy, but what is wonderful about him is he creates a sense of organization and security for me. And I know that when we're playing together, I can kind of look over and he's looking at me, and we're giving each other the like, all right, that was great, move forward.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that musical
It
relationship and musical marriage there. It's really nice.
I think that camaraderie. And we're sober. Camaraderie is really important with music, and I'm that way with my one band. I've been playing with my one friend for 40 years.
Yeah.
And it's just that, and we've reincarnated the band several times.
Mm-hmm.
Midnight Fire, Razzmatazz, Synergy, UBU, and now we're the Holy Ooze.
Yeah.
And so when we look at that, we've always stuck it out, and we, on stage, we will always stare at each other. We'll always do the
fist bump.
high five and the fist bump.
Yeah.
And we'll always smile and reassure each other. So I think that's important and something all musicians should know.
Absolutely.
What an honor to have you in the studio
Thank
and
you.
to do this. And
Thank
I
you, thank
have
you.
no doubt we'll be doing some work together.
Yeah.
And so thank you very much. Leave us with a song.
So this next song is from one of our Monterey Court shows. It's Bebop-A-Lula.
Oh, that's a great
and
song.
It's featuring you, my dear friend.
Oh, yeah, I play harmonica on
You
this.
do the musical breakdown. So this song
I did the
has
harmonica.
Eli Barron. It's got my very,
Poe.
very good friend Tom Poe Prevette, who's also a musical father, a musical mentor
Yes.
for myself.
God, he's
And
so good.
I'm so honored to play with him. It has been such a
Yeah,
wonderful
he's great.
friendship. But this song is a song that Tom Poe brought to me, and he's like, "You're going to sing this, you're going to be great at it." And at first I was like, what?
Oh, you do so good at it.
What am I doing?
You did great.
But he's on guitar, Eli's on bass, and I'm singing and just kind of filling in the gaps, and then you are blowing our minds with a super sweet solo.
A harmonica,
And the,
yeah.
harmonica
well,
solo
I'm
in
glad we
between.
have this, and so we'll leave you with that. thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
I hope to have you on maybe again soon.
I would love that.
Down the road. And for right now, I'm going to leave you with a beep-bop-a-doo-bop, she's my baby. And I am Tyler Woods. You're listening to KMKR.